In this video, I'm going to show you how I configure view item event tracking for the Google Ads conversion action. So let's just get started with configuration of the view item event on our Shopify store. In the description of the video, you will find a link to the blog post where you can find this beautiful code snippet that you can simply copy and go back to the Shopify store. What we're going to do is create a customer pixel here. So under the settings, you might notice that there is a new function which is called customer events. So once you click on customer events, you can add a new custom pixel. I'm going to call it best pixel ever because it is the best pixel ever. And we're just going to paste the code right here. Perfect. So far, so good. No harm done. And let's make the permission to not required data sales set to not required. Great. Everything looks good. The only thing we have to update is the Google Tag Manager container ID. You might notice that it says GTM example. So let's go to Google Tag Manager container, and this is the GTM ID that we need to replace. So let's just copy this parameter, go back to the container, paste it here, hit save. Don't forget to connect it because if you don't connect it, it will not show up. So once this is connected, let's do a test to make sure everything is working all right. Once you're doing test, just hit inspect and go to any page of the website where we have the product. So let's just go to this test product that we have on our store, go to console, and here you will be able to see the page view event for the view item that has just been fired. And you can see this is right here. There is an e-commerce event. It has the value and the currency with all the details of the item right here. So great. We have the view item event working. Now all we have to do is create a conversion action inside Google Ads. So let's switch over to Google Ads account because this is the perfect thing that we can do. And here, let's create a new conversion action, and we are going to call this conversion action view item because this is for view item. So let's hit continue. Let's see if we have something for the view item here. I don't see anything, so let's just go with the page view event because ideally it's just a page view event. We are not going to use Zapier, so don't save this conversion. We are going to use Google Ads. Let's call it view item conversion, and let's say use conversion. So what Google Ads is going to do is create a conversion action for us, and it will provide us with two things. One thing is called a conversion ID, which looks like a smaller number, and then they have a conversion label, which looks like a bigger number. So these are the only two things we need for this conversion action to work. So let's copy this conversion ID, go back to the container right here, and start creating the conversions that we need. Let's switch to tags first. I was in the trigger section, I didn't notice. So on the triggers, the first thing we need is something called a custom event. The name of our custom event is view_item. So let's do that. Let's call it custom event view_item here, hit save because that's a good thing to do. The next thing we need is something called Google Ads conversion tracking tag. The first thing it needs is the conversion ID. We have the conversion ID on the Google Ads account. So let's copy the conversion ID. Go back to the GTM container, paste the ID right here, and now let's get the conversion label. So once you have copied the conversion label, paste the conversion label right here. You might remember that when we were doing a test on our website, we do have this currency parameter and the value parameter. So maybe we should send these parameters right here, right? So let's start creating some data layer variable that will be helpful for us. So the first data layer variable that we're going to use is called ecommerce.value. So this will capture the value. And let's rename it as dname ecommerce.value parameter. The next thing we need is the currency code parameter. So for that, we are going to create one more data layer event. So let's create this one as ecommerce.currency, and let's save it as dlv ecommerce.currency. So once this is saved, we do have product level sales data, and this is also available inside the data layer. So let's switch this to that. We don't have any user information and we don't have any shipping information. So let's just keep both of them empty. Let's rename this as Google Ads conversion tracking for view item. Great. You might notice that there was one warning for the conversion linker. So let's just create one conversion linker, which is a necessary thing for all Google Ads conversion tracking tags. So let's call it Google Ads conversion linker. Great. Doing this thing should ideally configure the tag, but let's just submit changes to make sure everything is working all right and do a test because tests are always good. Let's also hit finish on the Google Ads tracking page because we don't really need it. So on our best pixel ever page, let's click on test and open the debug view. So I'm going to show you how you can test to make sure everything is working all right. The first thing you can do is download an extension which is called AdSphere Data Layer. It looks something like this, AdSphere Data Layer. What this does is that once you open this Data Layer Inspector tool, you can hit Inspect, scroll down to Other Analytics, and then select Google Marketing. What this is going to do is like whenever a Google Ads conversion tag is going to fire, it will show you that thing in the console. The second thing you can do is switch over to console and search for Google here, and this will show you all the tags that are fighting for Google Ads page. So let's switch to any of the product pages and let me show you how this will look like and how you can verify if everything is working all right. So once you are here, you might notice that we have the view item event fired from the data layer. That's good. And this is the conversion action that has fired on the page. And this is the exact conversion action that is pushing the data from the website to the Google Ads account. You can also verify the same information from the networks tab. What you can do is just search for the conversion label that you have, and it will show you the conversion tag that has fired. And this is the conversion tag that has sent the data of this product back to the Google Ads account. So great, this is working. After about 2 or 3 hours, you should be able to see this inactive to turn to no recent conversion. If it turns to no recent conversion, that means your Google Ads conversion tracking has been successfully added for the view item event. So great, we have spent about 10 minutes and added the Google Ads conversion tracking for view item event on the Shopify store. This is not the best setup that we have. This will help you track about 60 to 80% of the conversions, but we can add server-side tracking to make it a bit more better, but that tutorial will be a lot bigger and it's a bit complex, so we are not discussing that here. Great, now we have successfully added the view item conversion action, and if you want to see how to do this same thing for the page view event, watch the previous video right here. Until then, goodbye.